Hi, oboe players. Mr. Y here, obviously, with a little tutorial on the E flat concert scale. We did this a little bit last time, a couple weeks back. We did number 1 and 2. Today I'm here with number 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Um, just a couple of things. First of all, I've got my fake oboe here. You know, I don't have an oboe at home. So I'm going to try to do it on the fake oboe. There are a couple of things I can't really show you fingering wise on the fake oboe, of course, because it's a drumstick. Um, a couple of things. First of all, remember two of the higher notes you have in number 3, 4, and 5, the D and the E flat, both require the half hole. Of course, that's where your left hand first finger slides down just a little bit so that that little opening in the key gets uncovered and your finger kind of goes on the paddle underneath it, if you remember what I mean. Okay? So that's the half hole notes. The D and the E flat both require the half hole. Also, on number 3, 4, and 5, we do have some high Fs. The very highest note in the line in each one of these is the high F. Now, the high F, remember, is all three fingers here, first and third, and your bottom pinky key on your right hand. Remember the bottom bulb key down here. Okay, so that's the high F fingering. That's the low F fingering too. But with the high F fingering, remember on your back, you're going to hit your thumb key, your octave key in the back. Okay, that's the only note in these three lines that requires the octave key. So it's just a little tricky sometimes going back and forth between the half hole for the D and the E flat and the octave key for the F. Just be careful you've got all that down right, okay? Okay, as always on these things, you can go as fast or slow as you want to, as long as it's steady, it doesn't matter. Also, if you do have trouble spots, if you find where your trouble spots are, break it down, focus your energy just on like 2 notes at once or 3 notes at once. I know when I was going through and practicing on my fake oboe here, I had numerous trouble spots that I had to really break down and work on separately by themselves. I may show you some of those as we go through, or maybe I'll mess up and you'll see where they are and I'll be able to explain it then. Okay, so for number 3, remember on these, by the way, you've got B flat, E flat, and A flat in your key signature. So watch out for that. Okay, we've got 3 flats to worry about here. The B flat, of course, 2 fingers here plus 1 finger. Okay, the E flat, of course, 6 fingers plus your bottom bulb key down here, your bottom bulb key. Okay, the A flat, remember, is 3 fingers like G plus your pinky key on this side, your left hand pinky key down there. Okay, so be careful about that. Okay, let me see if I can get through this. Number 3. So that's my first note, low E flat. Ready? Da 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 you see me do a little octave key thing there? That was the octave key. Okay. So not too hard. Like I said, take it really, really slow at first. I know my trouble spot in this one was the third measure for some reason. I don't know why. The da 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 da. Sometimes my fingers on the oboe get mixed up between the B flat and the C. I think because the fingerings are so similar. And that part of the oboe is that part of the fingering system of the oboe is not like any other instrument too. It's not like the flute or the saxophone or anything like that. It's kind of unique to the oboe, which makes it a little harder for me who plays all the instruments. Not a big deal really though. Okay, number 4. Number 4, remember we've got articulation differences here. On the first line, you've got the 2 slurred notes and then the 2 staccato notes. On the second line, it reverses. You've got the 2 staccato notes and then the 2 slurred notes. Okay, so just be careful about that. I know my trouble spots on this one were the 3rd measure and then the 5th measure. Sorry, 3rd and 6th measure is what it is, which is really the same 2 measures going in opposite directions, which is why I think I had a little trouble with it. We'll see if I get through it this time, and then we'll talk about it. Okay? So starting on the bottom again, remember the E flat. Ready? T ya ta ta T ya ta T ya ta ta T ya ta T ya ta ta T ya ta T ya ta ta ta. And then coming back. Okay, coming back down. Ta ta T ya ta 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 T ya ta 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 T ya ta 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 T ya ta. Okay, in full disclosure, I did have to redo that second line because I messed up the second measure. Let's talk about the second measure on the second line. That's measure 6 in the whole song. Okay, we got C, B flat, A flat, C, B flat, A flat, G. I think because there's a lot of pinky stuff going on here in my left hand. My pinky is my left-handed pinky in particular is the stupidest finger on both my hands because I'm not left-handed and your pinky is the stupid finger in your hand. Okay, so just as long as you know where your own particular weaknesses are, which I do, you can focus your energy just on those little spots, right? So, for instance, measure 6, we have ta ta ti ta ta ta. Probably the way I first started practicing this is just the first two notes. Ta 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 ta. You know, the C B flat, ta ta, and then ta ta ti ta ta ti ta ta ti till you get it really down. Then ta ta ti ta ta ti ta ta ti. Good practice is really, really tenacious. It's really, really in your face all the time. You got to keep going all the time and do it. It's really, really annoying to the people listening to you around you after a while. I know. Ta ta ti ta ta ti ta ta ti ta ta ti. If your parents or your brother or sister get angry at you for doing that, tell them Mr. Y told you to do it. It's okay. Okay, so for number 5, I particularly think there's 2 troll spots that I had to work on here. Maybe you'll need to too, so let me just clue you into them. First of all, in the very first, remember there's a lot more chromatic variations in this. So there's a lot more notes in number 5. There's not too many weird ones, not ones you don't know, but they're coming in a different order than the other ones were, so it might get a little tricky sometimes. Take it really, really slow at first, like I'm talking super slow motion at first, okay? So in the very first measure, and then also in the very last measure, you've got a couple of times when the fingering goes from an F, you know, remember the fingering for F, this one right here, first, third, and pinky, down to the E natural, which is 2 fingers. So you've got to move these 2 fingers on your one hand, your pinky and your index finger on your right hand simultaneously, which is a little tricky because, again, they're the 2 stupidest fingers on your hand. So what I would practice maybe at first, here, let me just show you in profile, is doing the F, E, F, F, E, F, dot, dot, dot. Actually, dot, dot, dot is what it sounds like. F, E, F, F, E natural, F. It's a natural, not a flat. F, E natural, F. That happens in the first measure and also in the very last measure. Okay, so those are things you need to worry about. The other slightly tricky thing in this one is you've got some C sharps. Remember, C sharp is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, plus the middle bulb key this time. Not the bottom one or the top one, but the middle one. Okay, so sometimes your pinky here has to move from the C sharp back down to the E flat. I'm not going to really be able to show you that on the fake oboe. I'll put it in the illustrations here so you see what I mean. But for instance, on measure 4, you've got to go from the D to the C sharp, the middle key. By the way, remember the D and the C sharp both have your half hole too, right? So D half hole, C sharp middle bulb key with the half hole. Okay, then back to D, pick up your pinky. And then you go up to high F, which is your octave key this time, plus your F fingering. Remember this guy up. And then it goes back down to E flat. So after you get to the F, going to the E flat is really pretty easy. You just move the one finger. But the tricky part might be going from D, C sharp, D, F, moving your pinky from the C sharp key back down to the E flat key, which you do have as part of your F fingering. Okay? So let me give it a shot, number 5, all the way through. I'm going to take it super slow motion, and you should too. On this one, by the way, I probably recommend doing 4 notes at once. That's kind of the natural cell division here, so to speak. You know, you've got E flat, D, E flat, D, E flat, G, dot, 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 dot. That's an easy movement to get down. Then the second measure, maybe F, E, F, A flat, don, 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 don. Then the third measure, third little cell, G, F sharp, G, B flat, A flat. Remember F sharp, of course, 3 fingers plus your pinky. There are a couple of other strange notes here. You've got an A natural coming up, that's 2 fingers, in the third measure, that is. You've got a B natural coming up in the third measure. The C sharp we already talked about. And then coming back down, you've got all the same notes, just coming back down the scale instead of going up the scale. Let me give it a shot, number 5. Dot, 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 G, F, E, F, A flat, G, F sharp, G, B flat, A flat. Dot, A, B flat, D, C, B, C, E flat, D, C sharp, D, F, E flat. Then back down. Dot, 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 C sharp, dot, bump. C, B natural, C, A flat, B flat. Don, 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 F, G, F sharp, G, E flat, F, E, F, D, E flat. Don, 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 don. It's a little bit of a finger twister there, the last measure. You may want to work on that a little bit. Okay? Good luck with it. If you have any questions, of course, you know my email.